Hello. Kelly and I are here to show you guys some tips and pointers to help you cut your little girl's hair at home. I know resources right now are very limited and you're probably not able to do what you normally would do. So I'm here to show you some tips. It's not to replace what you would get at the salon, but hopefully it'll help you get by when we can. So it's okay. Okay, so first of all, you always want to start with the wet hair. That's super, super important. I'm going to turn you all the way there. You got to look right there. Okay. You want to start with wet hair, and that just helps you grip the hair as best as you can. I always start in the back, so you want to part the hair kind of right behind the ears to give you a back. And I always section the back too, so it gives me more control over the hair. One thing I do want to recommend is no drastic haircuts here. We want just small trims. If you do anything major, then you have a better chance of it not going the way that you want it to, and then you'll find that you want to get it corrected by a hairstylist. And again, that's not a resource that is likable or reasonable for most people. So do just a small trim. Okay, so we have everything parted out. We're doing this. It's so important that their weight is evenly distributed. So if you have your daughter leaning on their chair, or maybe they're standing up and they're leaning on one side, that's not good. You want their weight evenly distributed and their back nice and straight if they can. No slouching. Okay? The other big pointer too is you want their chin all the way down to their chest. Okay? So look all the way down. She's going to be tempted to look at herself at the mirror that we have over there. And the reason why we do that is so when you're pulling the hair down, it creates this nice straight line. If you try and do it up, look up, sissy, and you're trying to pull it down, then all of a sudden you have this space right here and it's not giving you the best cut possible. So go chin all the way down. Okay, and you're going to grab a comb. I like to use these type of combs. You can find these at Sally's. Same with your scissors. Do not use kitchen scissors. Do not use sewing scissors. You want to find good quality scissors that are only used for cutting hair so they don't dull it. Okay, so we're going to pull it down. Oh, you got to stay down. You got to make sure they're not wiggling either. So I don't like putting on a show or an iPad or anything like that because that is just, it distracts more than anything. So I held my head down, or I combed the hair down, made it into a straight line, and I cut it right there, right underneath my fingers, okay, in a straight line. All of a sudden, that's my guide, and I'm gonna line up the other side of the hair. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I line up the other side of the hair to where I'm cutting to, okay? And I do it on the other side as well. Okay, again, the reason why we do small parts like that is so we can really grasp the hair and get it. Good job, sister. Okay, so stand up for a second. So right now I have these really long, pretty locks, but it's got a straight blunt cut. So that's what we want. Then we go back down here and we just take another little part. Sorry, baby. Take another little part and we comb it straight down. Okay, so the key is we just cut a little guide at the bottom. So once we comb it down, then they're gonna look down again, make sure her weight's evenly distributed. Then when we comb this down, we're gonna stop our fingers right where that last cut was made, because that's our guide, and then we're gonna cut that, okay? So if you've ever done a cut at home and you're trying to cut all the back pieces at once, it often does not work because you got so much hair moving and it like slides through the scissors. Then all of a sudden your line that you're trying to do is not very straight, and then you try and correct it and it just becomes not a trim but more of a makeover. We don't want makeovers. You also want to check to make sure the sides are even. Sometimes one side might be longer than the other, and that's part of the process as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of the top there, but that's basically the main points for cutting the back part. Make sure the head's tilted down and that her weight's evenly distributed. Okay, so I just finished with the back for Kinley. We got these really nice, pretty blunt ends. We love that. It's the best. Okay, so side. This is another important part, and it's very similar to the back, but you want to continue to make sure that their weight is evenly distributed and that their head is straight. You don't want to try and cut if somebody's got their hand on the shoulder or another shoulder, because then it just messes up the straightness that's going on in the back. So then you'll often go with a lopsided cut. So I usually unpin the side and I comb it. And I'm using the edge of my back piece as a guide right there. You can see this part is from the back, and that's the long piece that I'm gonna cut, okay? You gotta put your head straight. This part you do want your head straight because this is the straight line, and we're trying to cut a straight line back here, okay? Sit up straight, shoulders straight, there you go. Okay, so I'm using that guide. I'm gonna cut it straight. Nothing fancy. We're not doing any makeovers here because that's like you want to leave the makeovers to the professionals for sure. Okay, so the other side, but she's got to have a straight back, her head straight, right, sister? Smile, you're getting a haircut. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of hair here. Right, her shoulders are straight, she's not moving. Okay, I'm going to hold that up there. Can you see that? That short piece is from the back, and we're going to try and line it up to that front piece. Comes our guide. Okay, you always want to make sure your hair is nice and combed out and straight to help you with that.
And washed.
And washed. Washed, clean hair. Good, good. Okay.
You can wash it in the sink.
We did wash your hair in the sink, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're going to come here. We're going to check, make sure it's even. A little bit longer on this side.
What do you do?
Make you're even.
What does that mean?
You don't want one side longer than the other, do you?
No.
Okay, I will say this haircut, I know if you've never done this before, it's going to take a little bit longer. If you're doing the perimeter, it should really just be taking you like 30 minutes max. If it's taking you longer, then you just need to stop and it'll be fine. Okay, so you can stop like that for your little girl. I like to cut some layers with Kenley because she's got some really thick hair. So I like to just do simple layers. Look down for a second, honey bear. Whoa, I did that quick. Okay, so I just grabbed this section right here. Look up. Okay, and I'm gonna cut another guide. All right, and if you you can tell, all right, if I fall down my layers, they're gonna start, put your head straight, baby. They're gonna start right here and cascade down to it. So we're just gonna do a little trim. Let me do this, okay? I know. Okay, so that all of a sudden becomes my guide. We didn't cut very much off. And then I'm just gonna go down around here and bring everything up. You wanna comb everything and cut just a straight line. Do you see that? There's a short right there and then a longer piece. You wanna cut that. Sorry, did I get in your face? And you wanna go, oh, it did tickle. You just wanna go all the way around with that, and that just gives them a little bit of more shape to their head and everything like that. So if you don't feel comfortable doing layers, that's fine. And do not attempt it unless you do feel comfortable. So here we go. Okay, all of her layers are done. She looks beautiful. We would normally blow dry your hair from here, but we're not going to.
Bye-bye.
No, we're not done yet, you silly goose. Okay, but hopefully gives you, these give you some pointers to help you and feel more confident in doing this haircut. Oh my goodness, you are crazy. Okay, if you have any questions, concerns, want me to explain something more or know where I get my tools, give me a shout out and I will answer your questions. Say bye.
Bye-bye.